a little awkward. Just realized the intro still says CQB Rush. All right, anyways. All right, what's up, everybody? How's it going? It is the one and only Keegan from CSL, and I have Jacob here as my co-host. And joining us today for the podcast is none other than Joker's Airsoft. We got a couple of guys that are in here. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. But before we get there, before we get to these fine gentlemen, there's a couple things, a couple of updates I got for you guys in terms of the CSL season and all that jazz. So let's do that. I know you guys currently aren't actually looking at my face because, you know, I'm not a professional. This isn't what I do. And there we go. That's much better. Kind of, sort of. All right. So for CSL next year, if you aren't following the Instagram page, I don't know what you're doing. You need to figure that out. But we are going to be, I just realized that you guys couldn't hear that music either because I'm on a roll today, people. I am on an absolute roll. I'll play that for you. I cannot function at all. So what's going to happen here for CSL next year, I announced True Aim is going to be one of our new fields. So we are going to be moving out to California. Not moving, but heading out to California for an event down to Richmond, Virginia for Valhalla. Oh, Jesus. There are more field announcements to come. A couple more at that. So if you haven't seen one of the fields yet and you're like, oh, shit, I don't know if we're going there, don't worry. We got more stuff to release. I do want to give you guys a quick insider, if you are listening and tuning in today, that events are going to start doing things around February and March. There should be 2 practice events and a clinic going on down at Valhalla. The actual dates will be coming out within the next 2 or 3 weeks. So pay attention to the Instagram, and I'm going to stop talking at this point. Gentlemen, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves? Let's go by youngest to oldest.
Chris, go first.
Youngest to oldest.
Okay, so I'm Lunchbox. I play at TA. Hello.
Oh shoot, that's me. Okay, hello, I am Fun Size. That's all you need to know. Dude, I suck at this stuff.
Tactical Airsoft Arena is my main field, and that's about it.
Yo, it's Nico. I like to throw grenades at people. Yeah.
Cool. All right, so let's go through a few things. First off, you guys are a fairly very new team, and you guys just were in your first event this past month for the Turkey Classic at Tactical Airsoft Arena in Rockville. What did you guys think of your first event?
It was really fun, but we did terribly.
It was a good experience. It was a good way for the team to see how the playout is and just feel it out.
I was definitely able to capture, what it was like and the competitive scene that's there, and exactly what I would like, what the team would expect to go against, and potentially more teams to be there.
Okay, so at our last event, the Turkey Classic, there was we had 12 teams, kind of. It's more like 10 and actually more like 9 and 3 walk-ons. But the event itself was in a different capacity as a whole, right? It was very laid back, very relaxed. A lot of teams weren't going super hard in the paint, with the exception of maybe the Murder Inc. guys. They might have been going a little extra hard. But either way, for a first event, it's okay if you guys didn't do super great. you got to work out the kinks. You got to do all those stuff and things in order to get better. So with that being said, what's the one thing you took away from the Turkey Classic, and how are you going to try and improve moving forward?
Communication, 100%.
Definitely communication. I mean, it was there, but it wasn't the most um effective. I mean, there were basic call outs, but I feel like we needed to be a little more specific and call out whether we got one or not, just something like that. And I also think that it would be better if uh, we had our set positions in the team. Not in the team, but on the field, like where we would play, who suppresses what. And then we also have a few people, just going for the objective, like their main goal objective, and the other people, their main goal, to suppress the other players.
So, so basically, like, I think we should like play more fast because taking it slow sometimes the enemy team can take advantage of the fact that it's taking too long to react to their advance.
I learned angles.
I mean, you guys sit there and said that you guys didn't do good, but you didn't do bad. For your first time and your first experience, your takeaways that you guys are saying that you're having definitely sound like you guys are learning the right things that you need to as a team to progress as a whole. Um, Communication definitely being one of them. That's smart that you guys realize that you need to work on that. But every team can always improve and work on that. That's always something anyone can get better at. But like to you saying that you feel like you need to play faster versus slower, I think it really depends on who you're going up against. Like if you know your enemy, right? If you have a team that typically plays faster, playing fast against them probably won't work, right? You'd want to play a little more defensive or whatever, and vice versa. That goes both ways. But you guys are definitely learning, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I think that playing defensive would work, a lot more than playing faster because when you play faster, there's so many open opportunities for the enemy team to just, eliminate you. And when you play defensive, the enemy team, they'll become restless. Uh, they're gonna, start running out of BBs. They're gonna get desperate and they're gonna, come on to us, and we're gonna be reserving our BBs because we're not out there rushing. We'll be able to just have them come at us and just shoot back and be able to, take them down.
Realize
don't
that
know
my
what
mic
happened.
is
I was gonna say, I
muted.
couldn't hear you.
Yeah, no, sorry, my bad. It depends. It can vary from event to event. Like Rockville is a very very fast paced field, and when it's on the tournament side too, it's even worse. Like you don't have much of a choice but to kind of hit the ground running and do what you got to do. But when you get to these larger fields, you really can. You can sit in the back and just take your time and pick off, one or two people and then come back at it. But yeah, it depends. And that's all the stuff you learn once you get more experience. And I think that's going to be the biggest thing this next season. So with that being said, how much do you guys think you are going to compete for the 22 season?
As much as we can, that's not too far away.
Okay.
Honestly, I think that we'll be able to stay along the East Coast. Not something like New Jersey, but
Yeah.
Virginia, Maryland, and maybe once we get a little bit older, like in our 15s, we'll be able to travel a little bit farther to like New Jersey, South Carolina, wherever the events are hosted. But probably not on the West Coast. I mean, as
That
far
makes
as I
sense.
know.
I mean, the West Coast
For
is.
those who are watching that don't know as well, the Joker's team is made up of a lot of younger players. You guys are a young, up and coming team. You guys are all below the age of 18. So it makes sense that you guys can't go as far just yet, right? Unless your parents are really willing to like commit with you guys and be like, oh, they really love this. We're going to support it. We're going to do it. And that's not
Right.
always easy to come by. So, I mean, it makes sense that you guys aren't going to be able to go to a lot of different things, but being able to compete as much as possible is a good thing.
Well, I can tell you at least this, right? You'll have, at least 3 events that you guys will be able to hit, because, I mean, obviously Rockville will be a location, even though I haven't announced it. Rockville will be a location. Manassas is, TBD. But Valhalla is, maybe just over 2 hours from Rockville. So it's not too bad if your parents are willing to drive, or if you guys even carpool. Makes it a little bit easier to organize everything. That's for sure.
Phil's already 45 minutes away from my place. I mean, that's...
Well, that's the thing. Like, whenever we go on our big trips, usually we meet at Rockville and then hop
Manassas,
into the same
depending on where
car.
we're going.
Yeah, so I know me and the child will meet up at Rockville, or even sometimes, he's over at my place, and then we meet up with Bert. If we're going north, Jacob meets up with us. If we go south, it's the opposite. We ended up going to Jacob's because he's on the way. But that's all the stuff you guys got to work out for the season coming up. Because, I mean, especially for the championship and, the local events that are going to be really close to you guys, they're definitely worth starting that conversation on. You know what I mean?
And you guys can start planning now for the most part, because they are later in the summer, so you can start figuring that stuff out now with your parents, with all your teammates, and however you guys go about doing that.
Right. All right. So how many of you are there? Is it just 5 of you? You got 6, 7, 20, 30? What did you got?
I think it's
we
5
have
or
around
6.
9 players, like 8, 9.
So we
Do we
got
have
2 different
5?
answers. We got 5, 6, and we got 8 and 9.
I mean, we have, Fun Size, me, Tico, Lunchbox, Paulo, Diego, the other Diego.
So like 6.
There's Marcos.
Oh yeah, so I guess 7. Yeah.
And then Eric, he might start joining us later on. That would be 8.
Yeah.
And
Like Old Man Eric?
No. A kid, a Speedsofter that we found named
I
Eric.
was like, I didn't know he was going to do that.
No. It's a kid we found. It's pretty good at TA.
Okay. So, I mean, you guys got a solid set. That's something else to take in consideration, too. Like, who's going to be your starting 5?
You don't have to answer that. But...
No, you don't. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that. Fajita did have a question saying, who is y'all's official Capitan?
Fun size. Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Fun Size. Since you're the official captain and you're here, what are some of the things that you do or don't do in the role as captain for your team?
Like, what do you mean by that?
So, like, as a leader, right? Like, do you organize practices? Do you go out of your way to make sure everybody's going to be at the event and talking to everybody, getting everybody in tune with what you're going to be doing? Do you really accept that role of responsibility? Or are you just like, hey, yeah, I put the team together, I'm the leader?
Well, before, like, when we went to CSO for the Turkey Classic, we were talking a lot. Like, I think a month before it happened. So I was talking with Fiji and Lunchbox, and we were just, like, talking about that. And seeing who could go and who couldn't.
Honestly, I think it's very mutual between us 3. Me,
Yeah.
Fun Size, and Lunchbox. we talk about it, and then we call it our little council.
Yeah, I
Council.
guess.
So-
We're putting together ideas, and then we like the DM that it makes more sense. If it works out and it's a lot more practical, we just go with it.
So let me ask you this question, just to take a step back from that. How it seems like the three of you at least are probably the original three. So how did that whole team come to be? Like, were you guys just like playing together at Rockville, and you're like, hey, you seem kind of cool. You guys want to like start a team?
All right, I'll start it off.
Okay.
So first off, I had no experience in this whatsoever, and I thought, all right, I'm gonna make a Speedsoft team, even though I didn't even know what Speedsoft was. So I started Ace Team Airsoft, and then Fun Size, we were talking, and he said, "Oh, I saw your stories. Can I be on your team?" We were playing, online. They said, "I saw your stories. Can I be on your team?" And I said, "Sure. Just fill out this Google Forms. A Google Forms. Our tryout of Google Forms." And then he lets his friends know about it, and then they're in. And then, there came a mishap. And then Fun Size came along and said, all right, I'm going to create my own team. And then so we go both our separate ways. And then Fun Size, a while later, he has his team set up. He has a few players on it, and he asked me if I wanted to join it. And I still considered him a friend at the time, so I joined. And then I'll let him take it from here.
Okay, so that entire thing was really weird. It was like we were playing around with leadership, and so I don't know. I consider Lunchbox and Fiji both owners. And we kind of just like messed around with that, and then we realized Turkey Classic will happen. So then we started practicing, and we played together a lot. And then Fiji somehow got us sponsors. And Fiji, go back. I don't know how to do this. Fiji,
Can I
start
mention
talking stable,
something?
please.
I'm gonna mention something about that. I know this is gonna sound pretty stupid, but we made the name Joker because we thought we shouldn't say, like, we should do, instead of Ace, Joker beats Ace in, like, cards. So we just went with Joker.
Joker
That's
pieces
why we got that
Ace.
name.
Are you guys playing spades?
Man, we don't even know at this point. It was just all happening all at one time. And then
They
it
can't
just...
decide which poker game they're playing. They just picked one.
Exactly, yeah.
All right. So continue. You said Fiji, you were getting some sponsors. How'd that all go?
Fiji, are you here?
He disappeared.
I was gonna say, if he's not, that's okay.
I am here. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I
It's
have to
fine.
go take care of my dog real quick. So I saw that a few. I thought about it. I heard of CSL events, and I thought I want to get into this, right? With the team, of course, and I'm on vacation at the time, so I just started thinking of it. I look for companies, and I start hitting them up. Speedsoft companies, fields, and I just message them like, we're a small Speedsoft team. We're looking to grow, and we wanted to know if you would like to, sponsor us or try to help us as we grow.
So one question I have, because you guys are sponsored by Speedsoft Official. I mean, you guys don't have to tell me. I think I have a pretty good understanding of the relationship in between you guys. But I'm just more curious. So when they were sponsoring us, the conversation was like, hey, you guys perform really well. We'll give you a few things as gifts and so on and so forth. Here's a discount code, whatever. Was that a similar conversation that you guys had?
Well,
Yes.
for us, because of the time differences, we didn't get the DMs quite often, but the
Right.
conversation just grew between me and them, and they would message us, all right, here's your promotion code, and they wrote us like a huge paragraph.
Yeah.
It said something about if you perform well in events, you will have gear, and if sales are going well for us, because of like the promotion, that's necessarily what a sponsorship is. We're going to send you products, and with all of our orders, they would just send like a mass amount of things and ask, all right, you can pick a small item from the website like gloves or the Speedsoft flag or like a patch, and they would send that along. They would send a few extra things. I mean, I ordered from them before that we were sponsored by them. I just ordered from them. I had birthday money and I needed something to hold my tank. I was using a little, like, I don't know, a drawstring backpack, and it would hurt my shoulders. Like, the tank would pull down on it, so I ordered from them. And, fun size, his brother orders a speed cam afterwards. And, they just talk to them about it. They offer him some things, and then, we accept, and then he gets some stuff. It's a very mutual relationship.
Yeah, I know from message. I was the one who handled a lot of the messaging for us for our sponsorship through them, and that was just like Keegan had pointed out. It was a similar conversation that we kind of had, but the guy who runs the company seems pretty nice. Like he would even before we were sponsored by them, he tended to throw in like an extra patch or something. Just an extra little like gimmick, like to say thank you for purchasing his product, which I thought was pretty cool, which is nice.
Yeah. Like the sand chest carrier or chest plate.
Yeah, that was one of the first things that we had. But that was so they're a pretty good, neat company to be sponsored by as a whole.
When I DM him, he's pretty talkative. I message him in Spanish, because that's the language of Spain.
Probably
That's what he
makes more
talks about, and I
sense.
feel like he probably
that
feels more
probably helps.
comfortable speaking that language. So I just text him, and it allows him to like write a little more.
That makes sense. I mean, it definitely, if you're bilingual and you're dealing with somebody whose predominant language is different that you speak as well, that definitely probably helps. Because, like you said, it probably makes them a little more comfortable because you're speaking in a way that they understand a little bit better. Whereas if English they're not very comfortable with, and that's all you have to speak with, and they're not comfortable, it's a little different conversation. That's sad.
So I do have a question from good old Fajita. He asked, this is for each one of you. Who do you think is the strongest player on your team?
Lunchbox, 100%.
Do you mean physically or like play skills?
The skills.
Like playing skills.
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna guess Diego.
Oh wait, yeah, Diego
Definitely.
exists. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I think it's between Lunchbox and Paulo. I mean, Paulo has been getting eyed by animosity, and then Lunchbox, ever since that play at the Turkey Classic, he's been getting, clouded up between NYI.
No, I wish, but
guys play.
They
Diego
literally
Fun Size's brother. I
So
would say
for
it's
those of
pretty
you
good.
for those of you watching who don't know, the play that they're talking about with Lunchbox and why he's gaining attention from that was he was going up against NYI, or their team was, and he was the last one against ODB Airsoft. Love you, Darren. If you're watching, we appreciate you. But Darren didn't know that he was the last one left, and he heard some giggles on the sideline and thought that like we were all laughing at him, that there was no one else alive. So he made the move to go get the flag. Lunchbox happened to be posted up on a certain bunker or position right at the 50-yard line of the field, and he just didn't even expect him to be there, didn't know he was there, grabs the flag. As he grabs the flag, Lunchbox shoots him, takes him out, and then wins the game for his team. And a lot of people just were hyped up about it because, A, it's the younger team who's making this awesome move, this awesome play, and the older team just being completely oblivious and unaware. and it was a great play. It was great. It was fun to watch both ends. But that's why Lunchbox has been getting that clout. It was a smart decision, in all honesty.
I have not been getting that much clout.
That's what you say. That's what you say. But it's. I'll tell you what. If you have the chance to make
Word spreads fast.
Yeah, it definitely does. So I have this up here now. You guys can see. Yes, I am doing this. Hold on. We got to get the right clip so you guys can actually see Lunchbox hitting ODB. Here we go. This is definitely it. This is definitely it.
I was gonna say, do you have it?
Well, let's not put it up.
The one. That's not the right one. That's the one against That's not the right one. That was the one against. Yeah, that one. That's the one.
This is not the one. Lies.
You have to skip a little bit.
I would say, how far back was this? Oh, the TikTok
It's
one?
ahead. You have to skip. Yeah.
No, it's not that one. Lies. Hold on, wait. I'm trying to make sure I got the right joint.
It's the long video that starts off the break.
Okay,
You
yeah.
have
So
to
this is
skip
it.
From my POV.
I got you. All right, here we go. You get yourself into that 50 Dorito. That's fajita. Actually, that's you're shooting out right there. I'm pretty sure. Bonus ball him. Hello. I mean, I'll tell you, like, just being able to sit here and tag someone out. I mean, it seems like, oh yeah, there should be no problem. But then you actually have to think about, like, all right, do I move up? Do I wait? Like, how do I know? Things of that nature. And you catch ODB slipping. Hardcore. Catch him slipping. Like, he thought everyone was gone.
You waited for a while, too.
And you hear the giggling in the background. It's too good.
I saw him turn on his flashlight.
It's too good. But, I mean, it was crazy after that. Like, I know, personally, I was screaming my head off.
I was screaming as well, and I know Carlos on our team was probably one of the loudest people in the entire arena.
Go!
Oh, yeah.
And then
Like you can see me and Carlos right here on the sideline as he makes the sweep. We were right there in that corner.
It was good. But so you said it's in between Lunchbox and Paulo?
Most def.
And Funsez's brother Diego.
Okay. So how regularly do you guys play? That's a real question.
Some of us play every single weekend, and some of us play every other weekend.
Once or twice a weekend.
Once or twice a weekend. What days do you guys play?
Saturday. It's normally Saturdays and Sundays, sometimes Friday.
Man. All right, I'm gonna have to make it out today. What's this weekend? This weekend, Sunday is the 12th.
This weekend, I'll definitely be heading there Sunday.
Yeah, I'll be there too.
All right, so
I will not.
I can't make any promises because I know what I'm doing on Saturday. So maybe I'll pack my stuff in my car. I don't know.
You have to get permission from the wifey.
It's not even that.
Saw you.
It's not even that. But yeah, y'all might see me on Sunday. Might show up. You never know.
Well, you were looking for the clip of Lunchbox. I saw you hover, not hover, but you clicked on a clip from the ref tower. It was Lunchbox and Funsize going against each other. And what that is, it's technically our practice. We wait for Sunday, like we try and stay there the whole day.
Yeah.
Until the end of the day when everybody clears out and the refs just like do not care what we do. We just ask, hey, can we, do a quick little Speedsoft practice where we only play parallel to each other, and then we go and then we try to, do that little practice right there and there, because we don't have the funds to rent the field out to have our own practice.
Right.
Believe me, you're not alone in that aspect. There's a lot of teams that don't get to practice because of that. They don't have the place to go, or they don't have the funds to rent it out and do that. So you guys aren't alone in that aspect.
Not at all. I think one thing that is going to become super crucial for you guys moving forward. You can set up scrimmages with people. I do it with a couple different teams. For us, it's easier for us because the majority of us are adults and we have cars, we can drive, we can do whatever, right? But that's still, that's something you can still do. You just have to reach out to those teams and say, hey, you want to throw down on X, Y, and Z date? Whether you don't have to rent out a field. If you can get down to Valhalla, tell you right now, if you can set it up and you got another team or two teams to go with you, Nick, the owner, will let you guys run on that field and just kind of do you. They let us kind of do our own thing. We had, I don't know, maybe 12 people there.
Something like
Flipped
that.
around. So it's definitely worth looking into, especially
And
if
I
you want to
know-
get better.
And I know December 11th, for those listening who can attend and those, and you guys as well, I know it'll be harder for you guys, but December 11th at Valhalla, they are doing a little scrimmage get together with a couple of different teams. So if you guys can make it out there, go ahead and go out there and squad and
I'll
go
try.
around. I know HSA is going to be out there. Goons, Airsoft is going to be out there. We may or may not be. It's up in the air.
A few
Some of
people
us.
may go. It depends. I won't be there. I'm not even going to be around on the 11th, unfortunately, and I'm the one who started setting this up. It's so annoying.
It was kind of abrupt how these little practices started because it was on a Sunday and Boulder was there, and I believe it was Memorial Day. It was so empty.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
nobody.
Mhm.
And then I'm there with Boulder, and there's like 4 other rentals, and then near the end of the day, around 4 o'clock, 2 of the rentals that were there, they cleared out, and some of the regular players as well, they were not there. It's only me, Boulder, and 2 other rental players. And then I say, would it be possible for like, to do, like a little practice, for us? I mean, fun size, nobody else was there, just me, the 2 rentals, and Boulder. And he said, sure. So he hops in the ref tower, and then it's me and the 2 rentals
Yep.
against each other, me versus the 2 rentals. And then we just, I practiced my sliding, and I was scared. I was like, I did not used to slide when I played soccer. I did not slide, not at all. I did not slide ever. I didn't want to get BBs in my knees, but I just YOLO'd it, and I was able to slide. That was step 1 cleared, sliding. And then I was able to, practice one balling so that I didn't waste too much ammo. And, it's just kept on going from there. And then I let Fun Size and Lunchbox know, like, yo, try and wait for the end of the day. Maybe the refs will be cool with you and let you practice.
So let's see. I'm going to give you guys the inner workings of CSL right now. So on February 12th, write this down, ladies and gentlemen, February 12th, I'm going to be going out to, along with probably a few of my guys. Actually, it might be all the guys. I don't really know. But
I'll be there, I'm sure.
at Valhalla, whatever, at their field, February 12th, I'm going to be running a Speedsoft clinic / tournament day. And it's going to
So
be
kind of like the Turkey Classic, but a little different.
I plan on doing it very different.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But,
So I want, and the owner, Nick, really wants there to be a more educational aspect into it because the people down that way haven't really been able to get into the tournament style at all. So,
which is what we've seen when we've gone a couple of times that we
Exactly.
have. They've come over and experienced it, but don't really have any knowledge of it.
So on that day, you guys should figure out a way to get at least 5 of your guys down there and join in. Learn a few things. You'll get to that practice sliding, for example, whether it be knee sliding or if you're brave enough to go dolphin diving or penguin sliding. Jacob is not one of those people because he's a little flabby down there, but it's okay.
If that's how you want to put it, I'm just not. I just don't have the coordination to do it. I've attempted it, but it's
yeah,
just not for me.
It's all those things, and I would love to show you guys some stuff, and I'm sure Actually, I'm not perfect either. I'm good. I ain't great. I ain't the best. So, Jacob, shut up. I'll kill you in a snake too. But yeah, it'd be great, and it's a really nice field. So, if you guys can, make some plans, set things up.
It's going to be about a 2 or 3 hour trip for you guys, just so you know, if you're coming from the Maryland side. But it'll be worth it.
Yeah. Jacob, do you have any questions for the guys?
I just zoned out. I have no idea what you just asked.
Come on, man, bring it together. I asked if you had any questions for the fellas.
Me, or do they have any for us?
You have any for them? Sir.
So I guess
Stop watching basketball.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. I had some, but
Man, screw you. All right.
What happened to the top secret ones?
What you talking about? The top secret? Oh no, look, I haven't announced February 12th to anyone. You guys are actually the first people. I haven't even told Jacob about it, and I told Jacob the majority of the stuff that goes on with the CSL. So
I'm like the little right hand man of the CSL. That's not the right hand man, like unofficially. So it's like I usually know stuff because I'm there to help or partake, but I didn't know about that either. I guess I liked the question that Fajita asked earlier, like who you guys think your strongest player is, but at the same time, as a whole, as a team, what do you think your weakest skill, or I don't know how to word this, but like what do you think your weakest I'll just say skill, just because that's the only thing I can think of right now. What do you think your weakest skill is, as a whole?
What I noticed when we were playing in the Turkey Classic was that there was no communication.
There was not enough. Another thing, I know Funset has already kind of mentioned this, but really just playing tight angles and really just when you move up, just having all of that extra view when you move up.
Mm-hmm.
Just really playing the angles more.
I definitely think we clumped up a little too much. We should have spread out a bit while still supporting each other, because there was that one back line where personally, I'm gonna go ahead and admit it. I did not want to get sprayed, especially against NYI. Norin has an insane trigger finger.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he does. A lot of them do.
It was scary. And then there was one point where, when we went against your guys, not the True Stars, the full team, but Jacob was playing with one of the pickups.
Yeah.
The Pilgrim Pillagers, I think it was.
I can't even remember the team name, but yeah, I remember. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and he went snake, and I was just sitting there the back time. He kept going snake the same side, so I just stood there waiting. Like I didn't want him to get behind me, so I just stayed there waiting. And I think that we still shouldn't clump up, but we should still stay there for each other.
Yeah.
And there's one more thing I forgot to mention. It's just about the weakest thing. We never really had, except for a couple games, we never had a real plan. We never actually had a plan. We just kind of said where we were going and went for it.
Yeah, that's something to take away from this too, right? I know we plan a lot. If you watched, actually, this is a good tip in general. The other teams that are around that are going to be playing, find their Instagram, start following them, follow their players, and watch their stories, because when the Insomnia guys were coming, I'm not going to lie, Fajita, I know you're still in here, but I was watching the story, not for the content. I wanted to see what y'all were up to. That's why you guys started planning. I was like, all right, boys, we might need to pick this up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, no, and we definitely, one of the things that we do, or it's like going over footage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have a player or two that records, get together as a team, like we do sometimes in Discord, and we just watch, and then we pick out what we saw that was wrong,
Right.
or what we could improve on, things of that nature. Just like any other sports team, right? They go back and they watch film on their film days or whatever, and they go over what they need to work on. We do that. Not everyone has to do that, but that's one thing you can do to get better. Or you can watch other teams through like the championship streams, right? Like you can't see everything, but you can see some things, right? So you can go back and watch previous streams and watch a team that you might be worried about, right? See how they play, see what they do, things of that nature.
I actually had some hand-drawn maps that were color-coded, but it was just so hard to understand them. I had little dots, like little trajectories for us that, we could touch on and see, do you guys understand this? But none of us understood it. I mean, I was the person that understood it because I made it. I'm a very weird thinker. I have my way set in place. I'm disorganized, but organized at the same time.
Organized
I'll leave a
chaos.
paper clip in a single corner, and if I need it, I'll just go straight to that corner where I remembered where I left it.
That would actually be kind of a cool name, Keegan. As you say, Organized Chaos.
Yeah.
I think that would be kind of a dope team name. But
actually, I got 2 more questions before we start wrapping things up. So,
I have one as well.
Okay, perfect. One was asked actually in the chat. Favorite NHL. My God, words. NHL team hockey. If you guys watch hockey, mine is Caps. 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 Let's go, boys. Do any of you guys watch hockey? The 3 of y'all?
Not anymore, but my dad does, so I guess Caps, because he likes Caps, so.
Let's go.
Attaboy.
I'll just say Caps because everybody's saying Caps.
I do not know what team, but whichever team is from Washington, because that's...
Let's go, Caps! Let's go!
Just say Caps, he'll be fine.
All right, and then the next question is only one word. Jerseys?
Oh my gosh, we have been planning these for the longest time, but we are all broke.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
expensive.
Well, they can be not that expensive. So Jersey Clinic has a couple of different, whatever they're called, styles.
Yeah.
We got the padded ones for our first set, and I personally think, yeah, they were like $85 a pop. It's definitely on the pricier side, but that also came with all the bells and whistles, all the padding and whatnot, which I personally felt was a little inhibiting on my skills. So you can get what we're about to do, which is the ultralights. No padding whatsoever. It's just a plain jersey.
Clinic sponsor us.
Yeah. So and they're only like they're only like $50. It's a good chunk of change knocked off your total price. So that's something to take into consideration.
None of us really wear padding, so it's yeah.
So I had taken the role, as the mini organizer because that's, I had started, getting us the sponsorships and building a few other things together for the team. So what I would do is I would, create small ideas and have everybody else touch on them. So I checked out Jersey Clinic because I noticed that you guys had the small little logo at the back of your jersey. I said, all right, Jersey Clinic. I searched it up and I see all their jersey patterns. And then the thing is, I couldn't create a design yet because I had to get a confirmation email, which I had never even gotten yet, like 3 months still since I sent that, little note.
Poke him again.
The confirmation email.
Poke him again.
I had not gotten.
Yeah, just try and sign up again, even if it's with the same email, just to refresh it. It might not have gone through the first time or something like that.
I also tried hockey jerseys, see if we could find hockey jerseys that we could customize because hockey jerseys and paintball jerseys are extremely similar.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
So I would try hockey jerseys, and we come up with the basic design, and then eventually it just came to where I found these, I believe, Valken. They were like padded shirts. I have not bought them yet, but it was just like a small idea, and then I would put our name with white letters and a red outline on them. The team name.
Yeah,
on the chest.
I mean, something you can also do too. Here's just food for thought. Like my uncle, he makes T-shirts for a living, right? Like not for a living, but as a side business. So like, and he does jerseys and things of that nature too, because he's done the whole shebang. But if you can find somebody like that who's local or whatever who makes just T-shirts and just start that way, right? That's always an option as well, right? Because like my team that I made before TSA, before I joined TSA, which was Designated Drinkers, we literally just picked the color of a shirt that we wanted and pressed on the logo, and that was it. Right? It wasn't super official, it wasn't super fancy, but it was a start. And a lot of teams start that way. Like even with True Stars, we started with just T-shirts before we dove in and got jerseys. So there's cheaper alternatives in where you guys can start, especially since you're so young. You don't have to jump right into being the fanciest of the fancy right away. But my question for you guys kind of tagged along on the stuff that I asked before, but it was now I fucking lost.
Well, perfect timing. Fajita, thank you for the sub, by the way. Appreciate it. You are not a goddamn Pens fan. Get the fuck out of my chat. How dare you come in here with your Penguins ass? How dare you? How dare you? Well, while Jacob picks up his brain off the floor, yeah, I think that's really. You got it?
I got it.
Okay, he's got it. He's got it.
So my question for you guys, going forward and getting better with something that you guys feel that you need to work on, like communication, which you guys have all stated, how do you think you're going to go about that? Because like obviously, like you guys said, and something that we struggle with too is getting practices in or scrimmages in at certain places from time to time. How do you guys think you're going to go about getting better at those things besides just going and practicing? Like, do you guys have other ways that you think you might be able to do that?
Honestly, to cut it short, over time, good things are gonna come along. You know, over time, the more we get used to calling out, we're gonna get more used to it.
Mm-hmm.
So something I will mention. So quick.
2D paintball? Question mark. Keep going,
What?
Lunchbox. No, keep going.
So quick backstory. Before I did Airsoft, I did a lot of paintball, and I did stuff. I tried to do speedball stuff, and they would do a lot of practice drills. And when I switched to Airsoft and I started seeing Speed QB, it felt so much similar to the play style of speedball and sliding.
It is very similar. I was actually practicing yesterday, shooting off the break and whatnot with my marker. So, I mean, the skills.
Yeah, I know a couple of our guys go paintballing since we're in like our quote unquote our off season from Speedsoft stuff right now. They go paintballing to stay in practice or to practice things they want to work on because the paintball fields are open all year round and they offer that type of play. Another good thing that you guys can do for communication, which I know we've done, is video games. You guys all play, like if you guys play video games together, if it's Call of Duty or if it's Fortnite or whatever game is your game of
y'all
choice.
need to get into. It's for everybody in the chat too. You need to get yourself into 2D paintball. 2dpaintball.com. That's all it is.
I do VR.
Yeah, man, you don't need to do goddamn VR. I'm just saying, this is for like if you want to get your whole team, because like me, Carlos, Vinny, Brad, not Jacob, because
I play sometimes. I'm terrible though.
I mean, you can set up as a 5v5, whether you're playing against bots or real people, doesn't really matter, because you can still call out, like D1, D2, snake corner, whatever the hell you want your call outs to be, but you can work on that communication in real time. So 2D paintball, y'all need to stop playing so that way I can get on there, wax that ass, and continue my day.
With that being said,
There should be a CSO 2D paintball tournament.
I mean, if we get people to play, I'm just saying.
I mean,
we got a couple teams.
I'll start playing.
Dude, I would do that.
Create the channel in the Discord, on the CSL Discord. 2D
All right,
paintball.
I'm doing it right now. I'm making 2D paintball.
I think it was a game called Eric Hastings.
Great
Paintball 2
paintball. Yes, yes.
on 360.
You can do it on
I
the
want to get
360
a
or through
360
PlayStation. So, fun fact: if you have PC, you can download and set up a PlayStation Now account, and you can get Greg Hastings paintball on your PC. We all did that at one point, but it gets pricey because it's $10 for the PlayStation subscription. But Vinny asked if we can play tonight.
Benny, I'm playing. Let's go.
I
Yeah.
don't know if Random Man, I don't know if it's on Steam. No, it's not on Steam, or it might be. But it's just a browser thing. You just go on your browser.
So, it is on Steam. You can go on Steam and purchase. I don't recommend it. It's like $15. You can buy the game and you get some other in-game perks. But you can just go on to 2dpaintball.com, play for free, make an account. As you get, experience, whatever, you can unlock new markers, barrels, hoppers, masks.
I mean, why do you sound like a whole
whatever.
ass ad right now? Just the way you
I would like to
delivered that.
thank our sponsor, Raid
You
Shadow
should be
Legends.
sponsored by
No, but it's a lot of fun. I would definitely
is.
try the free version first. I had done the paid version of it. I didn't really see the benefit, so screw it. But yeah, if I got people that want to play 2D paintball, I literally just set up 2 channels for 2D paintball, so that way if 2 teams want to play, they can. I'm actually going to make it in its own category as well because it should be.
Make a chat one so that we can discuss like who's gonna play there.
I got you. See? My boy's coming in clutch. All right.
Do you have any more questions?
I do not.
You guys have any for us?
Yep.
Can there be a December tournament called Santa Smackdown? Where the one rule is you have to wear a Santa hat.
I want to see that tournament.
That's really funny. We do have December events already planned, at least at TAA. Being a part of that staff, I can answer that question for you guys. So there will not be a December Speedsoft tournament right now that I know of. I know Chris wants to really try and get something going at Manassas. That was kind of like the Turkey Classic before December, but we do have a lot of stuff that we have to do. We do have our shotguns and pistol night, which is tomorrow night at Manassas. It's a shotgun and pistol night, and I believe our hours are 6 to 11 because they're opening to do it on a Tuesday instead of Wednesday. Wednesday we'll have our regular play hours like normal. But as of right now, we are trying to work something out, but I cannot guarantee anything. But I do like the idea. If you guys ever have any ideas like that, you guys can go ahead and pitch them to the Tactical Airsoft Arena Instagram. I myself help run that with a few others. So along with Chris, who runs it all. So he'll see it and respond accordingly, as will I or some of the others who help run that page. But so if you guys have ideas that are legitimate ideas, not just silly anything goes ideas, we will hear you out and try and set those up. We care about the community at both Manassas and Rockville, both our fields. So anybody who has any idea, we want to hear from you, and we will take it into consideration and try and get that planned out.
Also, another question. So, there's a fine line between sponsors and Patreons. What I thought is that, for the team, since we're all minors, we don't have cards, we could look for somebody who's like what Keegan did for the CSL Turkey Classic. Like, we gave him the cash and he did that. We wanted, to look for a few people where if we wanted jerseys and we don't have cards, we could give them all the money and they could, order them for us since, we don't have cards.
So
Right.
what you could do, this is something you have to talk to your parents about, but it would be very smart to open up a bank account and you can connect your PayPal to that bank account.
Or Venmo or Cash App.
Or Venmo or Cash App. I know a Jersey clinic in particular, they will send you a PayPal invoice in particular. So that's a really easy way to transfer over. You can also pay for CSL events via PayPal. That's why I am so PayPal. Yep, that word. But that is an option. Yep. PayPal, if you are listening somewhere out there, feel free to hit me up for a sponsorship. I will accept any form of that. No, but Yeah, if you guys don't have any questions, I have a couple
I
closing
have one
remarks.
last one.
Sure.
Sure. What was your favorite part of the Turkey Classic, or just any tournament you guys have played in?
Do you want to go
Favorite?
first, or do you want me to go
You
first?
go first. I need a moment.
Okay. So for the Turkey Classic, my favorite thing was seeing the community come together as a whole. Right? We actually had to turn away people who were interested in due to space. Which, if you guys were there, Keegan made that announcement on the tower when he said there was like 80 people, which would have been 30 plus more people than what we had. So I like that the community is showing interest in growing and wants to be a part of these things. The hard part is getting them to travel to all the different locations to really show their commitment, which is what I want to see more of. But that was my favorite part, was just seeing how many people were like, yeah, we want this to happen. This is happening. Like, we want to be a part of that. That was probably my favorite moment. And the fact that everybody came and got along and it went with no issues. Like, everybody was positive towards everybody as well. There was no negativity like, oh, we're out to hate. We hate these guys. F those guys. There was no negative moments. It was all positive, uplifting energy and community based. That was my favorite from the Turkey Classic. As a whole, my favorite moment from other tournaments that we played in was the championship tournament at Robin Hood. I think I'll say three favorite moments from that day. One being the fact that our team won and took away the whole thing, so all our hard work paid off. Two being the fact that I was very honored that I got nominated by the players to win the sportsmanship award under Michael's name and all that. That was a very touching moment for me. And then number three, my favorite play was first game of the day. I run to snake like I'm supposed to. I get in there. I get a 4-piece off rip, and I hear out of the little corner of my ear Riley, which is Keegan's wife, go Jacob! And I just like it was a great moment because I got a 4-piece, and I heard people they're excited for us to have it to be played out. So those are my favorite moments. I don't know about Keegan because he had a little bit different experience in the other tournaments than I have.
Nice.
Yeah. My tournaments as a whole, it's kind of hard to have a favorite moment only because I'm not playing in them, so I'm bitter. Um, but I mean that's something I deal with on a regular. I will say there are a few of moments that stand out to me in particular. One being in the Maryland qualifier, little old Ethan gets into the snake and gets a 3 or 4 pack in one of the first games, and then at the end of it, all I hear in the background is Carlos, "Get big, kid!" And I was like, "Oh my god, yes! I need this energy. Let's go!" But
I remember
think
that moment.
yeah, I think my favorite tournament moment.
I can tell you, I probably know one of them for you.
What?
Your dad at the championship.
Yeah, so this has nothing to do with gameplay. So I when I have these events, I don't get a whole lot of like direct feedback, nothing that like truly hits me at my core. And one of the players came up to my dad and was like, "Hey, just want to let you know that Keegan's done a lot for the community. What didn't used to be this way, basically just making my head as large as humanly possible." And it's really humbling. I mean, I say I do this for the players, and I mean it. Not often do players actually come back and say, "Hey, thank you for what you do." But I totally get it. I mean, you guys want to play, you want to get your game on, go get some. Please do. I enjoy
All right,
watching.
calm down. What's that band you just quoted? I can't even think of it right now. Oh my god.
Oh, hey
Get your
now,
game on.
you're an
Go
all-star.
play. Yeah.
Get your game on. Go play. Scotto said hire Puppet to run the events so I can play. Yeah. Okay. So let's close things up. A few things that I am going to tell you guys, whoever is here. I do plan on dropping a couple of videos coming somewhat soon.
About damn time. I've been waiting for these forever.
How about you shut your ways up? No, there's a couple of videos that I'm really gonna try and push out within the next couple weeks. You know, I'm going through a weird phase, and I can't even speak. I'm going through a weird phase as a whole. You know, transitioning into new houses, trying to find a new house.
Adult life
yeah,
issues.
just a bunch of stuff. So pushing out videos, that's number one. Number two, like I said before, I'm working on some swag, some shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, whatever. And then last, I've been thinking about this a lot, and I don't know if I want to do it, but I a long time ago had designs for T-shirts that I had drawn up, and I really wanted to turn them into CSL jerseys. So shut your ass up. But I really thought, you know, it'd be a cool idea to make 2 or 3 jerseys in general. So if people wanted to buy them, you could buy them, whatever. Make them limited run or something of that nature. I don't know.
I have a question for you,
Yeah.
CSL related, to kind of close things out. Part of closing things out. Are you going to drop the CSL
No.
schedule anytime soon? Okay. I mean, I already know. I don't need the answer.
I was going to say no regardless of what you said. January 1st is my deadline that I'm working for as the 2022 season very quickly approaches. Like I said, February 12th is right around the corner, and that shit will
November
happen.
went by like
So,
nothing.
Yeah. But yeah, so January 1st is really my deadline, and I will give the entire season location, dates, times, so you guys can start planning accordingly. Nothing's going to be up for sale for a long time. But with that said, when this information comes out, make sure you support your local fields, because that's the only reason why we get to do what we do. But yeah, all right, let's get the hell out of here. My name is Keegan. Jacob.
I'm Jacob.
We got the Joker Airsoft kids in here with us, and it
Hello.
has been a blast. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. My man's lunchbox said hello, but he means goodbye.
We're all a little confused
Bye.
at this
Thank you
point.
for the invitation.
Yeah,
Of course,
thanks for letting
of
us
course.
be here.
Yeah,
Of
no
course, happy to
problem.
have you guys.
And hello everybody in the chat. And bye.
All right, fellas, I am going to link all of these gentlemen down in the description once the video goes live later tonight, so you can follow them, get to know them a little bit more.
Weeks from now.
And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
I wait. Yeah. Keegan, you ended this thing, but you just didn't even tell people that 2 weeks from now we're having another episode. You dumb fuck. Right now, we got it.
Okay, see you guys.
Adios. I'm sure there are. Alright, you want to just hop into the TSA chat? Alright.